YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be pretty exciting because we are going to go over every Louis Vuitton handbag and accessory that I have in my collection, with the exception of I'm not going to show every strap that goes with each handbag because I don't think the bags would look as clean and nice when I hold them up if they had straps dangling from each and every one. But I did pull out all of my guitar straps to show you so you can see all of those because I have amassed quite a collection, as well as each bag and each small leather good and a slew of charms and decorations as well. And every item I'm going to show you is Louis Vuitton, I believe, except for one. Possibly I have kind of one throw in that I thought might be worth showing. On top of that, I did want to show you briefly some lip products that I have tried recently that I really like. So Emile Cordon reached out to me, and these are the pots of lip balm that I have from her, and they come in different flavors. I think there are 12 altogether, but these are the flavors that they sent to me. Out of these three, my favorite is the pear. I'm really sensitive to scents, and the pear is just barely scented. Like, I almost can't even smell it. And like I said, I'm really sensitive to scents. Both of these other flavors, the cannelle, and I'm sure I'm butchering the name, and the cafe, both of those are pretty scented. They smell really good, but I cannot put them on my lips. But you can use them on your cuticles as well, and any other place that you have a dry spot. So I've been using these for those purposes, and they are fantastic. This video is not sponsored in any way, but Emile Cordon just reached out and asked me if I would like to try their products. They didn't ask me for anything in return, but let me just show you the little pots. They look like this, and when you put the balm on, you don't need much, but boy, it does make your lips look really shiny and nice, and it feels amazing. And then if you have any left over, you can just kind of rub it on your cuticles, which also feels amazing, especially because it's getting drier out there now that it's fall. And so I have been really enjoying those products, and just wanted to share them with you. I'll link the website down in the description box. I don't think she sent me a coupon code or anything, but I'm going to reach out, and if I can get one, I'll put that down in the description box as well. I'm already thirsty. I don't know if you guys have tried these, but these Diet Dr. Peppers, well, they're called Dr. Pepper Zeros, that are strawberry and cream, and then also there's another one, and I think it's cream soda. They are so good. I really like them. I wish they came in bottles so I could put them in my handbags and tote them around with me. Oh, I just can't take just one drink. I'm so thirsty when I do all this and get all these bags out. I have 16 bags at my feet, and I think I have 8 small leather goods, depending on how you classify them. And I've got 4 real charms, and then I have a few other items that I decorate my bags with, including straps and chains. So we've got a lot to go through. I'm going to just grab the items as they are next to me and then set them behind me. So this is the beautiful Louis Vuitton Boulogne bag. I love this bag. I love that it's monogram in black. I feel like it goes with absolutely everything. This is the chain that comes with it. This pouch comes with the multi-pochette accessoire, which I also have, but I do like clipping it to this bag when I wear it sometimes, and that depends on the strap I wear it with. I could, of course, wear this with a monogram strap. It comes with a black strap, but the way I wore it when I went to Boston with it is I wore it with a guitar strap. That would be this Louis Vuitton guitar strap right here. It's in a cotton feeling material. It's not as shiny and shimmery as some of them are. And actually, I prefer the straps that have a little bit of a sheen to them as far as guitar straps go. But this one is very comfortable. I think it may have come from a Capucines, but I did buy it on the secondhand market. So there is my first bag and I consider this a SLG or small leather good and a strap that I wanted to show you today. Next, I was classifying both of these as small leather goods because that's how Louis Vuitton classifies them. But I do have the mini pochette, and I have attached it to the regular size pochette accessoire. Now, I bought the pochette accessoire quite a while back, and mine had developed a couple of little cracks along the edges here, and so I was actually able to sell that for pretty much what I paid for it. And then I purchased this one, and now of course these cost twice as much, and I did pay twice as much, and they're also not available in the Eben. So I felt fortunate that I was able to find one in such amazing condition. The one I had sold did have a little bit of corner wear as well, and this one doesn't have that, so I absolutely love it. I attached them together right now with a bolt extender. It's also a Louis Vuitton product that has been discontinued, and so I didn't really count this in my total of Louis Vuitton things, but that was one of the first things I got when I started collecting Louis Vuitton, because I like to be able to clip it to the outside of my big old bag I'm going to show you here in a second, and then attach my keys to it, which was handy to have them there just to click. Of course, now you can walk up to your car and it just unlocks magically. So I don't really use it for that as much anymore. I also have this handy dandy little tool, and this is from Dress Up Your Purse. I will link it down in the description box. This is awesome to hook these two bags together. I've just been playing around with things that I have, and I figured out that this actually works about the same, and I kind of like that chunky look to connect those two bags together. I just used this to go to a University of Kansas football game, and they have a 9x, I think, 6 requirement, which this meets, but I have now carried this hooked together into multiple venues where there's like a 9x6 requirement, and they don't give me any flack for the mini hooked on front. And if they ever did, I could just take it off and stick it in a pocket because it fits. I mean, it's not comfortable, but then I could get through and hook it back on if I wanted to. So these are the next couple small leather goods I wanted to show you. Next, I have my gorgeous favorite in Damier Azur. I have only carried this now a couple times. It is in immaculate condition. It does have a little bit of patina on the vachetta, but it's a honey patina with no water spots or anything like that. When I first got into the favorite, I purchased it, I guess, let me see, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I had it in monogram. And the favorite MMs develop a crease here, oftentimes from the magnet that goes from about here to here on the inside of the flap, and mine had developed that. So I did sell it, and I ordered several more through the Louis Vuitton website, trying to find one in monogram or damier ebene that didn't have some deformity in the flap, and I was never successful. I think I was able to order it like 5 times by stalking the website and got both of those different prints and never found one that was perfect. And then I came across this one on one of the Facebook resale sites, and it is perfect. There's no issues with the flap whatsoever. I mean, no denting, nothing. It's just great. I think it's like popping out just a little bit here because the chain was underneath, but there's no crease and there's no weird wrinkle up here like a lot of them have. So I was delighted to find this. And when I was doing the stalking of the website a few years ago, I never found the Azur. It was sort of a hot commodity that never popped up. So I think it's cool that that's the one I ended up with. I also paid about what those were going for when Louis Vuitton stopped making them. So I didn't pay that crazy premium that a lot of them are going for today. So I told you a couple bags ago, I was going to show you this great big bag that I have. She has made appearances several times lately because of course she has a new Zumani insert. I always have my Zumani code, and I have the link to their website down in my description box. But this is my Berry This is the first Louis Vuitton bag I ever had, and I do have her accessorized again with the Dress Up Your Purse chain. I do not think that the Honey Vachetta version of this is still available because it has been out for some time, but I know that Melody with Dress Up Your Purse has some other variations, and I'll link her website and my discount code down in the box so that if you want to pick up something like this, then you could do that. But I love it with this bag. I feel like without it, the bag is kind of plain, and then you add it onto here, and I think it's just gorgeous. I have another chain coming that might be fun to dress this bag up with as well, and it is a Louis Vuitton chain, but it's not here for the video. The thing is if I wait for the things to come for the video, then I never will do the video because it's sort of a constant cycle. I actually thought I was done for a couple months, but I came across this chain that is just a gem and I could not pass it up. And of course, I told you in the last few videos that I'm not buying any more luxury bags until I go to Hawaii in the next few months, but I didn't say anything about smaller items. And the chain that I'm talking about is a smaller item. So I'm not breaking my rules. And in fact, my birthday is coming up on October 6th. So that chain just may be a birthday present from my family to me because my husband's always asking me to buy my own presents. So there you go. Next up is the Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoire. So I used to have the pochette accessories like the Damier Ebene one I just showed you in the monogram, the azure, and also in the Damier Ebene. And I decided that I prefer the multi-pochette large pouch because it has the D-rings up here and here instead of having that long piece that goes off the side. This piece here, I feel like this keeps the bag from laying quite as nicely, especially when you are wanting to hook chains onto it. You'll end up with a droopy chain because of that piece being where you hook on your D-ring. So at the time I sold the pochette accessories, I think I sold them for $800 each, and that allowed me to pick this beauty up with some money left over. And later on, I figured out that I wanted to get the mini pochette as well as part of this. So I bought pretty much all the pieces separately. The mini pochette came with the chain, and then the larger of the two pochettes did not come with a strap or anything. I wish I would have just bought it all together because with the amount I paid for each piece individually, I really didn't save much money. I saved maybe a tiny bit, but not very much. And so I'm glad I have the whole set, but I wish I would have bought them together directly from Louis Vuitton. I think that that's the way to go if it's close in terms of what you're spending. But if you're saving a whole bunch, I think the pre-love market can be quite a fun place to shop. Speaking of the pre-love market, let's look at the beautiful Georges BB. So currently, most of Louis Vuitton's products have the giant monogram on them if you're looking at empreinte bags. I do like the smaller monogram print or the regular size, not the tiny version, but the regular size, which is on this bag. I really like this version of it a lot, and I wish that Louis Vuitton would do a mixture of the giant monogram and the regular size because I just feel like this is a little bit more subtle. Now, there are bags out there where the bag is smaller and there's only basically one LV on it and then mostly flowers, and I'll show you that here in a minute on one of my bags. But I do appreciate having different versions of the monogram on the empreinte bags. So I do want to show you on this beauty, I have installed hardware protectors to keep the front lock nice and shiny. You can see how shiny it is. And these are from Cactus Wren Creatives. I have found her protectors to be excellent. They feel like they're a bit easier to install in a lot of cases than the protectors from other companies. I do also like Have Deluxe, but I feel like Sarah from Cactus Wren Creatives does a nice job with the film that she uses or the sticker that she uses. It ends up being extremely shiny, as you can see by this reflection. I feel like the application process is a little easier. Some of her stickers also have like tearaway strips to help with installation. I also would recommend getting 2 of the tweezers that she sells for $5. You only need to do it once, and then it really helps you to not get debris underneath the sticker. This one was a little bit challenging to install here, so I put a small little cut up on the top so that I could do one side and then the other side. and it's not perfect, but as time goes on, these lay even better. And so what you're seeing now is kind of an early version of it, but as time goes on, I'm going to show you one that's been on quite some time. They look even better and better, and you can bang your hardware into stuff and it doesn't get messed up. So these were actually for the Vavin, and they also fit the Georges BB. So the Chrisette is the first bag that I accessorized with the Cactus Wren Creatives stickers. And when I put this on, I really did not think I had done a very good job, but look at how good it looks now. And this bag did have a couple of little scratches on the hardware, which were primarily underneath, like right here. And it's crazy because the sticker actually makes those scratches look better and it prevents further scratching, which is a win in my opinion. Yay. So anyway, so there's the Chrisette. That is the next bag I wanted to show you. This bag has a little tassel and I don't really care for the tassel. So I have it sitting on a shelf with a little hair tie around it to keep it from flaring out, because these do tend to flare out. This would actually possibly be cute on my Speedy 20 I just got. I'm going to set it aside here and we'll just see. But I do love the Chrisette bag. It's a really nice size. I've been playing with some chains and other decor to kind of fancy her up, but she hasn't got accessorized yet other than just wearing her the way she came. Next is the Lockme chain bag I have in the color Rubies, I believe, or Rubies. Don't know how to say that. This bag I bought for my kids' sporting events, and it is a stunning beauty. Comes with the chain bag, just like the name says. And if you look here, I have the Cactus Wren Creative stickers installed. It's going to keep that lock looking beautiful. These bags do not look good if you let them get scratched, especially this front turn lock. It looks horrible. When I got this bag, I got it from eBay, and this was all scratched up, and I checked ahead of time to find out how much it would cost to get it replaced, and I got the whole thing replaced for $195 through Louis Vuitton. So now the bag looks brand new, and I have stickers installed, and so I should not have any issues with it in the future. I'm super excited that this is also part of my collection. I like her stickers for the pochette Matisse especially well, because whenever you put them on, they have these little tearaway strips. It makes it so easy. This was probably the easiest one I have applied. It's also an extremely popular bag, and the number one thing people say when they're reselling it is it has scratches down here and up here on the locking mechanism. So I got this one with the stickers still installed from Fashion File, and I just replaced them with better ones from Cactus Wren Creative. And again, you can see how shiny and beautiful the lock is. I also just mentioned to you that sometimes I think the giant monogram is absolutely beautiful, and this is a case where I feel that way. I feel like I do have one Louis Vuitton right here, but it's very artistic with the way the flowers were placed on the bag, and I don't feel like it brings so much attention to the monogram. And then I have decked it out with this chain I bought from a reseller named Rachel Mullian on Facebook. She's in some of my Facebook groups for Louis Vuitton. I've had it authenticated. It's legit, and that's who the next chain is coming from. She's out of Italy. But anyway, this is from the Black Empreinte Multi-Pochette Accessoire, and I just love how it gives this bag a little extra bling and femininity to it. Because for me, the pochette Matisse as well as the regular sized Coach Cassie, I feel like they're pretty boxy. And so adding the flowers and the chain to this bag makes it more girly for me. Another Diet Dr. Pepper break. I'm dying. At least I'm not sweating yet. That's a good thing. Next, let's do my little Speedy 20. Now, this is in the monogram print. This was the first one I got, and I actually sold the strap that went with her because I decided I like to use the strap from my favorite with this bag. And so I sold the strap that went with her when I got the Damier Ebene version of that strap, because I really didn't want to have the same strap with two different leather trims, and I wasn't using that one with this one anyway. So I got a made in France version of this bag. It was quite the search to find one that was lined up just the way I wanted. And then it was a perk that it was also made in France as well. I can't get that to focus. I do tie the handles up on these when they're in storage because I don't want to get dents right here on the chaps. That will happen. I may end up getting a small mark from having a charm on it, but I figure if the charm's always on it anyway, that's okay. And I do plan to just let this charm be on this bag. It is her home. That's where she belongs. I mean, I might pull her off occasionally to wear in another bag, but so far that hasn't happened. So I was just talking about the big guitar strap that I sold that went with the Speedy 20. This is the one I got to replace that strap. It is the same exact material, except for it has the ebene leather. And I kind of got this in a roundabout way. First, I bought one from another YouTuber, and then I ended up buying this Speedy 20 in the damier ebene, which came with this strap. So I sold the original one I got, and now I have the one that came with this bag. And then again, I don't want to wear it with this bag. I actually would save this strap for 2 of the other bags in my collection, and I will show you those here in a minute. But let me show you this beauty. I have her decked out with the Florida monogram charm, which I also authenticated, and I do my authentications with Authenticate First. I've used other companies and I've liked them too, but I really like how Authenticate First keeps records for me. And so I just keep going back to them so that everything's all in one spot. This bag was also made in France. It has excellent alignment on the front and the back. And I have the Chrisette strap on her. Reason being is that it has the non-shiny version of the damier ebene, just like the bag does. And so it matches better than that favorite strap I showed on it the other day when I introduced this bag to you. And again, it's like the perfect length. It's not adjustable, so it doesn't hurt my collarbone with the buckle. I like adjustable straps, but if I have one that's my length without a buckle, then that's even better. So this is the next little cutie I wanted to show you. So now I do have 2 Speedy 20s, and if they happened to come out with a Speedy 20 in Azure, maybe even with like cream colored leather handles instead of vachetta, I would be a goner. I've already showed you my multi-pochette accessories, and I also told you that I bought the parts separately. So I actually have 3 of the straps that go with the multi-pochette accessoire, and these 3 straps also go with my monogram Speedy 20 amazingly well. And in addition, the pink and the cream look fabulous on the Azure favorite So I do have all 3 of these. If I had bought the multi-pochette accessories by itself, I would have one of them, and then I would have had to purchase the other 2. But these all did come from that style of bag. I told you I was going to show you which bags I like to use this strap with besides the Speedy 20. This is chunkier and heavier than the straps I just showed you. So I really like using it with a little bit bigger bag, and the Capucines BB is just that. This bag, I think, is between a small and a medium, or a smedium, as I heard one of the YouTubers say recently, and I can't remember who it was. If it was you, please let me know. But anyway, I think this is a stunning bag. This is the pinnacle of my Louis Vuitton collection. These bags retail for a horribly high amount. I got it by trading a couple bags with another YouTuber, and I'm delighted that I did. I've used this bag now, and it's very comfortable. I've only used it with this strap. I like how the glazing ties in with the ebene trim on the strap, and then of course the color palette is like chef's kiss. And the chain strap that I told you I just ordered, it's home maybe on this bag, but we'll just have to see. Buying that damier ebene Speedy 20 also allowed me to accessorize my Speedy 25 in a different way. I think the size of the strap actually works better with this size of bag than the Speedy 20, so I love these 2 together. I have contemplated selling this bag because I bought the Speedy 20 in damier ebene, but it's such a nice bag when you need extra stuff, and it's so lightweight. And of course, I can decorate it with a gorgeous Louis Vuitton charm. I love this charm. I love that it has the black in the flower in the enamel, because of course the damier ebene has black underneath it, and if you look closely at the squares, you can see that. So I feel like that ties in amazingly well. And then the monogram it contrasts against this print. If I put this on a monogram bag, this charm virtually disappears. And so that's why I like it on the bed bag. And then of course I have a luggage tag with an initial on it and a heart. So that completes the look. I added this recently. I don't know if it looks good or not, but I didn't have a home for it and it's too long of a drop for the Speedy 20. So there you go. Next, I have the two Busey bags from my collection. The one in Blue Nuage, and then also, I'm blanking on the name, but these are beautiful bags. I have the front LV protected by stickers I got from a company on Instagram called Bags Need Care 2. And honestly, the application of their stickers is very difficult. And I had 4 of them, I think. And I managed to get 2 of them on these 2 bags, but it was tough. And so I'm hoping that Sarah from Cactus Wren Creatives will develop some for these bags. We'll just have to wait and see, because I would like to have those for when these eventually start to peel up. But I do love these bags. I like how they're pebbled on the sides, and I like that they have a generous back pocket. And the chains I have on these 2 bags, this one came from Next Fashion. I love Paul from Next Fashion. He is amazing and he has great quality chains. I'll link his website and a discount code down in the box. And then this one came from Nanastore 2018, and it has these little floors that are very Louis Vuitton-esque on it. This store is a seller on Etsy. I'll link the store. I don't have a discount code for them, but their prices are really reasonable. And I just think it's so cool that this has that flower type pattern stamped into it. Speaking of Louis Vuitton-esque straps, I do also have this one. And this is from another Etsy seller. I think that they may have gotten kicked off Etsy because they're not showing up anymore. But when I got it, it smelled like cigarette smoke, and it doesn't smell like cigarette smoke anymore. But I still haven't used it. I think it might be just because it's not the real deal that I'm not using it. The chain strap, I don't feel that way, but this one I kind of do. It does match pretty well. It's not like an exact match or anything, but it's pretty close. And of course, none of these squares say Louis Vuitton. It's not perfectly centered either, like Louis Vuitton would be, but Louis Vuitton doesn't make a demi-azur strap. And so that's why I wanted to try this one out. And I finally got it. I finally got it so where it doesn't have any odor to it. And I'm just not using it. So it is what it is. But this was a, I guess, failed experiment on my part to get a strap, because I got it and then I chose not to use it. So there you go on that one. So I have 5 bags left to show you, and a few small leather goods and just a couple straps. So this is a chain from the Louis Vuitton Felici. I was able to buy it directly from Louis Vuitton several years ago without a purchase history of this particular product, and it was $160. I use it for like my pochette accessoire if I wanted to use it by itself. It's a great chain for that, but I don't use it very often. It is beautiful though, and so I do enjoy having it as part of my collection. Another strap I haven't used yet is this bandolier strap, and this is trimmed in black leather. Still has the rebag tag on it. I got it and it was like new. It's a snappy strap. It's great for the shoulder, and then it's also great for crossbody. So the reason I kept this one is because of how well it goes with the balloon bag. I think it looks really nice. I just haven't used it yet because I have so many straps to go with this bag. I have another one I'm going to show you right now. This is the pochette Matisse strap. Again, I picked it up as a spare part from Louis Vuitton. I think I paid $360 maybe. As a spare part now, they go for $395, and on the website they have one that's virtually identical that's $450. So the prices are pretty comparable to the spare part prices, which is kind of unheard of. Usually the spare part prices are a really good deal. You can't order a spare part though on a bag unless you have that bag, and you can do that if you show them you have the bag. I think they do video calls, as well as they let you submit pictures of your bag if you have it, and that's how I was able to order a spare part for a bag I haven't shown you yet. But several years ago, the rules about ordering spare parts weren't quite as strict, and that's how I was able to get the pochette Matisse strap as well as that Felici chain. Next, I have my beautiful Alma BB with another charm. I absolutely love these chain charms by Louis Vuitton. I got this one directly from Louis. It wasn't something that was available on the pre-loved market when I got it. And then this strap looks fun with this bag too, because of the black leather on the inside. So when I do eventually wear this strap, I could wear it with this bag, or I could use the extremely comfortable Empreinte leather strap that comes with this. It's non-adjustable, but again, it's my length. So that strap is actually fabulous on the balloon bag as well. Since I'm showing you black Empreinte, I did want to show you my Felici inserts that I picked up on the pre-loved market. And again, I had both of these items authenticated. I am authenticating everything. I had an issue with a strap I bought on eBay coming back not authentic, and that's the first time I've ever experienced that. So since then, I've authenticated everything I have, and these two items are included. And the reason I've done that is because if I sell anything, I want to make sure that I sell authentic things. And also, I just don't want to have non-authentic products in my closet. And if I were to get something that was not authentic, I want to be able to return it within a timely fashion so that I could get my money back. But I absolutely love this Neo Alma BB. I have sold my other two Alma BBs. So if you watch my previous collection video, which I have linked down in the description box, you'll see that a lot has changed. This Felici insert has a whole bunch of card slots, and then also, ooh, I have cash that I forgot I had. Sometimes I store cash in it. And then this zippered pouch also holds a fair amount. It's lined in leather. I just don't use either one of these that often, but every once in a while in a bag like the Favorite, they come in really handy because of their shape. Let's talk about a few more leather bits that I have that I purchased separately. I have this little graceful charm in the Vachetta, and this one I had stamped when we went to Hawaii. It was a crazy deal. I bought a whole bunch of these from a reseller, and I had a bunch of them stamped while I was there. And I just think it's cool. If I had one to take with me for an upcoming trip that I have, I would probably bring it and get it stamped. But alas, I do not. So anyway, I love the Hawaii stamp. I like that it's a flower. And so maybe someday I'll have a bag that this one can rest on, but right now I don't. There is one little thing that bothers me about this, and that is that the bottom part got so much more tan than the strap. I do not know why this happens, other than that these parts came from different cows, because this tanned just sitting in my closet, and it tanned differently despite the fact that these parts were exposed equally. The back was not exposed at all, and it actually matches the top. So it's like the top didn't really tan, but this part really did. So Louis, please use the same cow if you're putting together parts of a bag or of a charm or whatever. It would be really nice if you would do that. Speaking of that, my Speedy 20 and Monogram did the same darn thing. The chaps are just ever so slightly darker than the handles, and I am not going to mess with it. That's just the way it is. I found that sometimes when I mess with things, I mess them up more than they were to start with. So she's going to stay just like she is. I did try to tan her a little more by covering these bits, and it did help, but I tanned her for quite a long time, and the difference was very minimal. And so after that, I'm like, she's beautiful. She's just going to be the way she is. Next, this is another strap I purchased separately. I know it's just a plain Vachetta strap, and I do have two more bags to show you, so please don't go away. Anyway, this is one that I got. It went with the Speedy 20, and it works with my Favorite, but honestly, I'm probably never going to use this strap. I did end up tanning it, and I tan Vachetta so that it gets a patina so that it doesn't stain as easily. And when I tanned this strap, these little bits got darker than the rest, and I have worked on the rest, and now I feel like it is pretty even between the two pieces, but these two little bits are just darker, and on the whole that looks fine. But like I've said in a previous video, I'm mad at this strap for doing that. I mean, why couldn't it just be even? And the reason is because Louis Vuitton uses different cows, I think, to make different parts of the same strap. It makes no sense. I mean, there's a big old cow that you could cut the same strap from, and if, God forbid, you have to waste a minuscule amount of the edge, I think you can afford to do that with the prices you charge for your handbags. Next is another bicolor beauty. This is in the Turtle Dove bicolor, and I absolutely love it. It's the new favorite. I also have the old favorite, which I've already showed you. They look nothing alike. It comes with this fabulous chain, and it is removable. That little ring does open, although it is a challenge to open it. There are 2 rings on this bag so that you can hook your strap, your chain strap, to the bottom one if you don't plan on using it, and then you can hook the leather strap to the top one. And so that's nice, and I do like using the strap that came with the Capucines with this bag because of the way it adjusts. It's not a snappy strap. Snappy straps are not my favorite generally because of how the snaps hit me on the shoulder. But I do have this one accessorized with stickers from Have Deluxe to protect her pristine beauty. I got her from Rebag, but it's kind of a funny long story. She belonged to the same YouTuber I got that last strap from, and then she had a whole fiasco with Rebag, and I ended up being the one to purchase the bag from Rebag. Last but certainly not least is the V-Tote BB that I got from Rebag as part of a trade. I do not plan on trading with Rebag anymore. They've had a lot of shady things going on lately, but I did have a successful trade with them in this case, and I would say I will still probably buy from them occasionally if I find something amazing. But it makes me nervous because they don't insure their shipments either to or from, and apparently you take responsibility of the item as soon as FedEx has it. And so you could be sent an empty box, and supposedly Rebag wouldn't have any liability in that case. So I don't know. I do feel like Fashion File is a bit safer place to buy pre-loved goods from now than Rebag. But in this case, it was a happy ending. Now that I showed you this bag, I have my SLGs to show you that I haven't showed you yet. You should see the mess I have on the floor. So my remaining small leather goods are inside the Speedy 20 because I'm currently using her. I have this beautiful Blossom zippy wallet, and I went ahead and chose to use the zippy wallet instead of using the Bastia and the Prada card holder. It actually seems to make the interior of this bag less jumbled to just have one, even though I'm not really sure I'm saving much space, but I love that I can use this and that it works so well with this bag. And then the only other 2 small leather goods I have from Louis Vuitton, oops, got a comb there, are my key clays. I use these on almost a daily basis, and I have used them a whole lot since I got them back in, I think, 2019. I love both of them. I am considering or have considered buying one from the men's line in the damier or damier graphite, or I don't know what they call their monogram version of the men's, but these can be hard to find. It doesn't seem like the men's version is though. So maybe on the upcoming trip I have planned, I may pick up one of these in the men's line. I use these so much that it would be nice to have another one. And the men's line comes with silver hardware, and I do have a fair amount of bags that have silver hardware. However, I don't generally match my small leather goods to my bags. I use these for function. They're extremely durable. They hold a ton of cards, and I even have my nosebleed pack in one of these, and I've got like a stack of coupon cards in the other. I mean, they're fabulous. I love these. So that will do it. That's my entire collection. Can you believe it? There were so many bags. There were so many parts. There were so many straps. There were not a lot of charms, but there were so many charms, and there's more to come. And I just figured it's going to be a little bit or a hot minute before those items come because I'm not going to Hawaii for a couple months. I might pick up something little for my birthday weekend coming up. And then I also have that chain on the way. So I'm not done with Louis Vuitton, but it's sort of a point where I could do a collection video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there is the same as the @ then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.